Hey, it's Amy. Welcome back to my channel. You may or may not have noticed that I recently got a new Garmin watch. So in today's video, I'm going to share why I got the Garmin 745, my favorite features, and how I'm liking it so far. But as always, if you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. So let's talk about my new Garmin watch. So my previous watch was the Garmin 645. I'm not even sure why I got this watch in the first place, as it's kind of in the middle between the 245 and the 745, having maybe, I don't even know, more features than the 245, but way less than the 745. So I think it was on sale. But as you can see, it broke. Oh my goodness. So I was getting out of my car one day, it was like a week before Boston or just a little over, and all of a sudden my watch just fell off into the ground. And I just picked it up and I couldn't believe it. I was freaking out because it was so close to Boston and I had done all my training in this watch and I just couldn't believe that it had just broke on me. So kind of panicked, kind of freaked out, but thankfully my awesome boss and coworkers at Black Toe Running helped me get a very quickly get this watch in the mail and get to me, and it arrived I think 2 days before I left before Boston. So oh my goodness, it could have been so much worse, but I'm very thankful to them. But wow, it was very stressful. I had been thinking about getting a new watch for a while, but I was going to wait until next summer because I really didn't need a new watch. Of course I wanted one, but it wasn't really a necessity. But of course, when this broke and I had the biggest race of my life coming up, I needed a new watch. This wasn't a bad watch and it had so many more features than the Vivo Active 3 I think I had, which was a touchscreen. Awful. Never get a touchscreen for running. I think so, at least, because in the cold and you try to hit the lap button, it would never work and it was so frustrating. So I like the buttons on the outside and obviously on the 745 too, but it was a big upgrade, but just it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. A few features that really drew me to the Garmin 745 was the music ability, which my 645 did not have, the triathlon option or ability, as well as the maps, which is a really cool thing, and just a few others. This is not a review video, so I'm not going to go into details of everything that the Garmin 745 does, but just the things that I really appreciate it, and I'm still learning about it as it's been over a month now. Yeah, over a month since I've gotten this watch, so I've used it and now I'm starting to train again and I'm just loving it even more. So again, not a review, but just kind of the things that I really like about it and why I purchased it. So as I mentioned, my Garmin 645 did not have that ability. However, the Garmin 745 had the ability to attach or connect with Bluetooth headphones. Unfortunately, one of my Bluetooth headphones is not working anymore, so only the left side works, so very annoying. Need to figure out if I just get a new pair of Bluetooth headphones. If you have any suggestions for headphones, please tell me in a comment below. I'd really appreciate that. So on the Garmin 745, you just hold the bottom left button down, and then you of course have to connect your Spotify or other, I think Deezer, and I'm not sure if Apple Music works with it, but for sure Spotify, that's what I use. So you have to connect it through your Garmin Connect app and give it permission, and then you're able to upload or sync podcasts and playlists and music to your watch from what you have in Spotify. So you hold down, as I was saying, hold down the left button, and then you can add music and podcasts, and you view settings, and then you have to be connected to your Garmin Connect app, and then you can upload and choose which ones you want to listen to on your run. And it takes a little bit to sync, and it's good to be near wherever your router is for Wi-Fi, but it does work, and then you go for your run. It can fit at least a couple podcasts, enough for a marathon of listening to music. So anyways, it's a really, really cool option. I don't listen to music every run, as it's just nice to be outside and just be listening to what's going around you, but then other days you just feel like, I don't know, listening to something and that helps pass the time at least, and just keeps you company on your run, especially if you're running alone, obviously. How about you? Do you listen to music or podcasts when you run? And if so, what do you listen to? As you may or may not know, I got a road bike this past summer and I'm loving it. It's been such an awesome thing to have as a cross training, especially now I'm on Zwift and in the Zwift world, and I can just get a good cardio aerobic exercise on my bike inside on easy days of running, or actually I've been doing it, I think 3 times a week I'm trying to do right now in my off season, so it's been very fun. But back to triathlon, I haven't ever done a triathlon, but as soon as I got a road bike, everyone's like, when are you doing a triathlon? I really want to do one day, but I definitely need to practice swimming. I haven't swam since before COVID started. I used to go at least once or twice a week, but now it's been a while and I'm a sinker and I need to practice, and I remember taking me a little while to get used to just breathing, but it's an awesome thing to do, especially it's low or no impact, and it really helped my breathing, I found. So I just need to find a pool here in Halifax and just go, but it's just something else to do, I guess. It's hard to fit everything in. I have so many interests and so many things I want to do and not enough time in the day. Anyways, I really want to do one day, and now I can do one with this lovely watch. Another really cool thing about the Garmin 745 is this maps feature. It's not as fancy as the 945, which is a lot more detailed and I think just does a little better job, but my husband got it in the 245. I think in the summer it rolled out in a new update, but he was able to create a route in, I think, Garmin Connect, or there's other apps you can use too, and then upload it to his watch, and then when he runs, it would just like kind of beep when he's doing when he's running, so he knows when to turn, or he tells what direction to go. Again, not as fancy as the 945, but that feature sounded so cool because obviously my 645 did not have that, and it would be cool to go, you know, running in a new place, like even Halifax. I'm still learning where everything is, and it's really cool just to be able to go for a run and not have to have my phone, so I know which direction I'm going. So very excited to try that out. I haven't quite yet, but I've created a route that I want to do. I'm just waiting for it to be a little nicer outside because I don't want to run across one of the bridges here when it's raining and windy and yucky. So it's going to be really cool, and I'll let you know how it goes, but I'm very excited for that maps feature. Honestly, the battery life on this is awesome. I don't know how often I charge it, maybe every 2-3 days. The 745 can actually last a week without charging. Though if you use the music while you're recording an activity, I think that really decreases the battery life, so maybe not a week because of that, but still a really awesome battery life. There's also so many features on this watch that, again, my 645 didn't have. I recently went bouldering, and there's even a bouldering app or widget, is that what it's called, on the watch, which is so cool. It has hiking. Okay, let me read it through and I'll show you all the ones it has. There's like run, strength, yoga, track run, treadmill, indoor track, bike indoor, pool swim, open water, triathlon, hike, bouldering, trail run, multi-sport, virtual run, ultra run, mountain bike, swimming, swim run, HRV stress, ski, snowboard, backcountry ski, cross-country skate ski, soup, whatever that is, kayak, row indoor, navigate, walk, cardio, Pilates, breath work, floor climb, ellipticals, stair stepper, clocks, climb indoor, other. Wow, that is so many! My husband and I also recently went on a hike, which was really cool in that, and especially the trail run. I have these trail shoes that I've been dying to use and haven't yet because I was waiting till Boston was done. And now it's time to go for a trail run, and there's a trail run option on this, so cool. Before I got this watch, I was also considering getting a Whoop, which helps or shows your recovery time and lots of other features basically with like recovery. However, I thought I would just use that money towards a watch, and the 745 actually tracks your sleep and your recovery time too. So I think the Whoop would be a little bit more detailed, but you know, the 745 has a lot of things like the sleep metrics, which I really wanted. Go to sleep and respiration, but it really gives you a good detail on your Garmin Connect app, but also on the widget, on the widgets here, I go down and you can see that I have sleep, and then it gives you my score, which is 94 and excellent. I slept 8 hours and 20 minutes, which is very good for me. I remember I used to, when I was freelancing and traveling a lot, I would get like 5 to 6 hours a night, and I think that was just so detrimental to my health and mental health. And now that I'm really consistently getting 8 hours at least, it's really made a huge difference in just recovery and how I feel in general. Oh, I got your exercise yesterday led to a good night's sleep. Keep exercising regularly to maintain your sleep quality. Wow, thank you, Garmin. Anyways, I thought this is really cool, and it shows your REM, your light, deep, awake, everything, and it shows you when you slept and yeah, the different cycles you were in. So also, I've talked about this in my other Garmin video, but if you go down, you can also show your training status and your VO2 and your load, but also like your recovery as well. So again, this does so many features, or tracks so many things or metrics that are really, really important for activity or for athletes. When I was doing research for the Garmin 745, I saw this thing called Pulse Ox, which confused me because I had no idea what that meant. That's short form for pulse oximeter. What does that mean, Amy? I'm glad you asked. So I'll read this because it's way too complicated to tell you without reading. So the Garmin 745 device has a wrist-based pulse oximeter to gauge the peripheral saturation of oxygen in your blood. Knowing your oxygen saturation can help you determine how your body is acclimating to high altitudes for sports and expedition. So you can have this pulse oximeter going all day long, or when you sleep, or just do it occasionally. You can actually just do a test where you just have to be still for a few seconds and then it reads it. I'm sure there's way more accurate readings you can do like that at a lab, but for wearing it on your watch is pretty cool. And for me, so I was very curious, so I looked, and 98%, so I'm very acclimated to Halifax. But it is really cool, especially if I was going to altitude for training. It could kind of check in how my body's reacting and doing in altitude. I'm also curious to try it in the summer when I'm acclimating to the heat, and I'm very curious to see what the numbers will be. Another feature that I actually really enjoy way more than I thought I would, and that is body battery. Body battery, and it has like a picture image of a person like this, but it gives you kind of a gauge of how your energy level is. So basically the Garmin 745 analyzes my heart rate variability, my stress level, my sleep quality, and activity data to determine my body battery level. They kind of equate it to a gas gauge on a car. By that, they mean the more or higher the number you have, the more energy reserve you have. It goes from 0 to 100, and 0 to 26 is a low energy reserve, 26 to 50 is medium, 51 to 75 is high energy reserve, and 76 to 100 is very high energy reserve stores. I remember after Boston looking at my body battery, and it was like 2. It was not good for, especially, I think it took like at least a week to get really back to normal, which makes sense because it did take a big toll on my body. It took me a while to recover from Boston, not gonna lie, so that was really interesting, and I can tell, yeah, I'm feeling tired. I look at my body battery, it's quite low, so makes sense. It may seem silly, but to me, I just love data and just knowing stuff, what's going on in my body, so I just think that's really cool, like the body battery and the pulse oximeter. They're not necessary, but I think it's awesome. A few other features which are really cool is the wallet, which my 645 did have. So you upload a Visa card or any other MasterCard or whatever to your watch and use it to pay. However, it doesn't support every bank, which is really annoying, and I don't think it supports mine, so kind of silly. I just have to take my phone or a credit card along on my run, but hopefully Garmin will get more banks involved. As well as workout suggestions. I haven't done them, but they used to pop up every run. It was super annoying, but they'd have suggestions just like tempo workouts or interval workouts or just easy run suggestions. So I shut it off, but some of them looked really cool, but they just didn't work out with my training schedule, so obviously didn't do them, but maybe one day I'll try them and just see how it is. I'm very curious. So how am I liking the Garmin 745? I am loving it so much. I cannot highly recommend it enough. I think it's awesome. It does everything that I want it to do. It's super accurate. I find the GPS just clicks on really quickly, and it never goes too wonky, especially when going downtown. It's pretty accurate, which is awesome. Especially during Boston, I was worried that it wouldn't be accurate, but it worked perfectly. It's so light. Apparently it's the same size as an Oreo. So if you want to know what a Garmin 745 would look like on your wrist, put an Oreo on your wrist and you'll have the size. I was worried that it wouldn't fit I have very small wrists, and when I run I tighten it up to the third from the top, so still fits my wrist. So if you have smaller wrists, it will fit you. If you have larger than your wrists, you have a whole bunch of holes, so you're good. The screen is a 240 by 240 pixel resolution with a pixel density of 283 ppi. For me, that means it's very easy to read and I have no trouble seeing the numbers when I'm running. So that's all that matters to me. I'm still working out the screens that I want for running. I have the different screens, so you go to run settings and the data screens, and then you can kind of change it for the lap time, distance, lap pace, and your heart rate. So I'm still kind of getting used to the different faces for them and getting what I like, but I have on my main screen, I have, let's see, the data screen. So I have pace, distance, heart rate, and timer. So those are the things that I found the most useful on my run, or find most useful. How about you? What watch do you run with? Let me know in a comment below. Again, this wasn't a review video as there's so many wonderful reviews out there, but I just wanted to share with you why I specifically got the Garmin 745 watch, as well as the features and how I'm liking it. I hope this video helped you if you're looking for a new Garmin watch or just who are wondering about my new watch. If you like this video, tap that thumbs up button, and I'll see you next time.